Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a new pickups video. I'm really happy and excited to be back here uploading videos again on YouTube. I really missed it. I did recently release an update video going over my absence and what was going on in my life. So if you haven't checked out that video, be sure to check it out and you'll get a little update on what's been going on. But I am so happy to be back and glad to be making videos, and I have a lot of plans for this year for the channel, which I discussed in that video, some new video ideas and stuff. So be on the lookout for some more videos this year. I wanted to get these pickup videos filmed because this stuff is starting to build up in the game room, and I want to get it put away, and so it's out of the way. And I actually have some free time today, and my son is out hanging out with a friend at the park, and my wife's actually taking a nap right now, so I figured it was a perfect time to get this stuff filmed. So today's pickup video here, I'm going to go over everything that I got at the beginning of the year through February through the end of April. So a lot of this stuff was before the pandemic hit, before my state shut down, and then there's a few things I got on eBay after stuff locked down. But I wanted to show you guys all this stuff that I got pretty much before the pandemic hit. And then my next pickup video, I'll show you guys everything that I have picked up during the pandemic and then since the state has reopened, which there's a lot of stuff in that next one, and there's a lot of stuff in this one. So picked up some amazing stuff here. So we'll get started. I'll start off with some stuff I got on eBay. And the first thing I got there was a strategy guide that my buddy, the Pirate Pimp here on YouTube, and he's become a really good friend. He loves the original Xbox as much as I do, and he knows that I like looking for variants and stuff, and so he found a strategy guide for an Xbox game, and it was a Blockbuster exclusive strategy guide version of this, and it was Batman Dark Tomorrow. The Blockbuster one that came with a special comic book inside, which says the Batman 10 set coming. Now, I didn't have it in it, but he told me it would be easy to find, and this was $12 shipped, so I picked that up. Really happy to add that to the collection. And then for like about $5 with shipping and everything, I was able to actually get the Batman, the 10-set adventure comic book that goes with it. So that was really cool. So Pirate Pitman, thank you so much for letting me know about this. I did not know this existed, so this is a great addition to my collection, and I love getting strategy guides, and I always liked when there were certain exclusive versions, because I do have other ones that Blockbuster had exclusive versions of, so pretty cool to get. I was very happy to get that. Next up, I got some official Xbox magazines for my collection. This next one is a special issue, one that I did not even know about until I happened to be looking for issues that I'm missing, which I have like about 9 I need to get. And then of course there's a couple special issues out there. And this one was the Holiday Preview Guide, special issue for 2004, going over different games and stuff. Basically like a buyer's guide, but really cool. And these are pretty difficult to find. And I got this, I think it was around like $8 or $9 shipped, so I was excited for that one. And this next one was such an amazing find towards the beginning of the year. This is actually the second one that I found on eBay. I wasn't even looking for this, it was just a suggestion from eBay. I had to jump on it when I found it because it's incredibly rare and very hard to find. And that is the official Xbox Magazine Special E3 Collector's Issue. So these were only given out in 2005 at the E3 event to attendees that were going to the Microsoft booth and checking out the new Xbox, and so they wanted to promote the magazine's release, and so you got this issue, and it has in several different languages. It's also double-sided and has the other language on it, and it just basically talks about the editors, the writers, and everything of the magazine, and what you could expect from the official Xbox magazine. And these are just incredibly rare. And I got this thing for $15 shipped, and it's in much better condition than the other one I got, which is also in good condition, but it kind of had some weird like hazing on it, and I just could not pass up a deal on this. So I've now found 2 of these, because the other one I found last year, just the rareness is just absolutely crazy. I've only ever seen 2 on eBay in like 5 years of looking for this stuff, and I've only 2 have ever popped up. Never seen it locally. Couldn't tell you what the print run is on this. It is extremely limited though, as they only made them for E3. And then you got to think, how many people at E3 looked at these and then were done with it at the end of the event and just tossed them away. So who knows how many are actually still in existence and still in circulation. So this was an incredible find. Loved finding this. So awesome. Glad to have that in the collection. And I still have the other one too, but I have a buddy who's actually interested in it, so that's actually been saved for him. So very happy to get that. Got some other stuff here from eBay. Got a couple demo discs for my Xbox. They're starting to have a little list of ones I'm looking for, and they're really hard to find. They rarely pop up, and I did find 2 that I needed. They are brand new. First one is Burnout Revenge, and that is still sealed. That was $15, kind of pricey, but some of these demo discs are really hard to find. They're really rare, and they're expensive. So whenever I can find them for a decent deal, I'm gonna pick it up. So I've got that. And the other one I got was Dead to Rights 2 demo disc, still sealed. And now this one was $20 shipped, which is kind of high for a demo disc, but like I said, these are really hard to find. There's some that are easy, but there's quite a few that are incredibly rare. They only pop up every once in a great while, and if you find them for a good deal, you got to jump on them. So that's what I did. So happy to get that. I do have a list of more that I'm always on the lookout for that just rarely pop up, so I'm hoping to get those because I would like to complete that demo disc collection. Next up, for my modded Wii, which I have a modded Wii, I got some controller adapters so I can actually use NES controllers. Now these were made to use NES for the NES Classic, but you plug these into a Wiimote and then you can hook up a regular NES controller, and when you play your Nintendo games on your modded Wii, you can use actual Nintendo controllers. Now, I had already bought Super Nintendo ones a couple years ago, and I saw they had Nintendo ones and just kept putting it off, and I figured, it'd be cool to get those. When I play on there, I can play with that authentic NES controller instead of a Pro controller or the GameCube controller or something. So I was happy to get these. It was about $20 for both, so 10 each, which is not bad. I really wish they would make a Sega Genesis one though. I wish Hyperkin would make Sega Genesis ones for that Wii, so I could actually play my Genesis games on my modded Wii with a Genesis controller, because I do prefer playing them that way. But it's okay. But that would be a really cool thing to get if they would do that. I got some Nintendo Switch games on eBay, and this one was a really good deal, and I saw it was only $38 with free shipping, and that was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is an amazing game. 5th game in the Donkey Kong Country series, and one I highly recommend you check out if you played the original classic one and you played Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii. Get this on either the Wii U or the Nintendo Switch. Amazing game. Now, of course, this Switch version has a new funky mode, which you can play as Funky Kong, and it makes the game a lot easier, because these are very difficult games, so it's definitely not easy games. They're very difficult, but they're really fun, and they're fun to play with buddies. So I was so happy to get this, because I've wanted this for my collection forever. I just didn't want to pay $60, and I knew eventually if I would look down for a deal, and I did find one for $38, so that was a great addition. Got a couple of these are really small print run games. They were $25 each, which is kind of high to get, but I got them for the collection. And for the Switch, I got Garfield Kart Furious Racing, which I actually have played Buddy's copy of this on the Switch, and it doesn't have the like the best controls in the world. Of course, like Mario Kart is better than it, but it's still fun because I love Garfield, one of my favorite comic strips to read in the Sunday paper and the regular paper, and I like the TV show, and I just like Garfield in general, so I had to have this for the collection, and it is brand new and sealed, and these are released. I think when was this thing released? Let's show the copyright, because I didn't even know there was a Mario game until I saw my buddy had it. 2019, so last year this was printed, and they were in small print run. They have it also on the Xbox One, which I got the Xbox One copy, which is also brand new. And so, like I said, about $25 each ship. I just wanted to get them for the collection because I love these. I love Garfield, and I wanted to get these for the collection. So if it's something like you're looking to add, like uncommon games, Garfield Furious Karting here is definitely in a few years going to be one of those hard to find titles, and probably will become pricey in the future. So I was happy to get those. Last thing you got here from eBay, these two are incredibly rare promotional items, and they actually had 3. I let my buddy see the link to Pirate Pimp so he could buy one for his collection, but I got 2 for me. One for me, and then one that I could have for trade bait, for trading for something else I want, because I know there's a lot of people out there looking for promotional stuff now. The interest and stuff in my original Xbox groups I'm on, Facebook, there's quite a few people out there looking for promotional stuff, and more collectors are getting into it. So it was great to have a extra one for when someone finds something I need, I got something they need, I could trade. So, and that is the Hobbit promotional item. So this is similar to the Hobbit pre-order bonus. Is the exact same thing, except it was red. But when you bought a copy of the Hobbit at select retailers, you got a copy of the Hobbit novel to go with it, which is really cool. And these are brand new sealed, excellent condition, 20 bucks a pop. Had to pick them up for that price. It's incredibly rare. These are the only ones I've seen, except for one of my buddies who had one, who told me about them. Like, they're just that rare, and they rarely ever pop. And this is the only listing I had seen on eBay in years. And I can grab one of those other ones up here real quick to show you guys the similarities and the differences. But you can see it's just red, so when you pre-ordered it, otherwise, you know, it's pretty much the same thing. And this was in anything you'd bought it on: Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 2, the PC, the Xbox, GameCube, or PlayStation. If you bought a copy of the game, you got this handed to you at retailers. But they also had, sometime when you pre-ordered those copies, you could also get this version of it. So happy to get this, because these are just incredibly rare. A lot more of these have been popping up lately, but I still have not seen any more of these, so I was so excited for these to add to the collection. Just love this promotional stuff and finding things like this and being in such amazing condition, so that was awesome. I'm sure that seller who had them or something must have bought up some old stock or something somewhere. Alrighty. Now we'll move on to one thing I got from Gamefly, which I still rent from Gamefly, and occasionally I'll pick up games on there, because, you know, they always sell them cheaper used. They can buy them new. But if there's any DLC or codes or anything in it, you know, they don't give that out in the rental, and they mail you the case and everything. And so one thing I had picked up, and it was about $40 with the tax and everything, was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, which I love the first two Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. Beat those many, many times. And when I heard about number 3, you know, I had to get it, and it is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. They never made any other versions of it. I don't know in the future if they might port it, but it's an incredible game. If you like the previous two, I highly recommend getting this. I am in the beginning of the game, so I definitely need to get back to beating this. I just got so many games I'm working on right now, but this is definitely a fun one, and I was so happy to get it for 40 bucks. It's just a good deal, because this still goes for 60 bucks. So that was cool. And then I'll get one thing here I got from Gamefly, you know, from GameStop, and I got this on the 20th of March, so right before like state lockdown. It was literally like the next day we locked down and all the businesses were closed, and so I was so happy I was able to get this before they did. And that was a copy of Animal Crossing's New Horizons for Nintendo Switch. It was 60 bucks. I had pre-ordered it a long time ago when I had heard about it. An incredible game, and this game has helped me through the pandemic. And you know, I talked about in my video, you know, how I got sick and I just wasn't mentally here, you know, I was depressed and everything, and I just wasn't in the mood to play violent killing games and stuff. I just wasn't in that frame of mind. It was nice playing this nice little family-friendly game where you're relaxing and got my mind off of the pandemic and the work and everything, and it's been an incredible game. And I put, I think, like 50 or some hours in this. You know, I play a little bit every day, and I'm gonna keep playing this because I love Animal Crossing games, man. I've been playing these since GameCube days, so it was so awesome. And then also got a little, because I pre-ordered, I got a little poster. It got a little damaged, unfortunately, when I was holding it. I'm heading back to the car, and there's just like super windy like crazy. This thing's like blowing away. I almost got knocked over. The wind was so freaking strong that day, and I noticed it got bent when I got in the car. So I was a little upset about that, but it's not like it was GameStop's fault or anything. It was just, you know, windy, so there was nothing you could do. But so happy to get this. Such a fantastic game. If you're looking for a great Switch game, you like Animal Crossing, get Animal Crossing New Horizons. An amazing game, and one of the best Animal Crossing games they've made. A lot of content in it, and they're actually going to be updating it here. They're always updating and adding new stuff to it, and I'm looking forward to the new updates they have planned for it. They got some great stuff. Now we'll move on to stuff from the game stores. I got a couple more Switch games as I'm building up my Nintendo Switch collection, because I absolutely love the Nintendo Switch. It's actually become one of my favorite new gen consoles, and so I'm so happy to get it. So I want to get some more games for it. And this first one, you know, I had to get it because I own the original, and that is Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn. This is a side-scrolling beat-em-up game. I played it with my buddy the other day. It is awesome. I love the one-liners. I love the comedy in this game. It is so awesome, and I just had to get it. And it is really fun. And this one doesn't really have any artwork in the inside, but some of the Switch games do. And I got that for $12. Highly recommended. If you like beat 'em up games and you want to play things that are funny, and the jokes and stuff, or just the voice acting is awesome, get this game. It is great. You can get it on other platforms and stuff, but I was happy to get that. Had a blast playing it. Also got Contra Rogue Core. So I like Contra games. Haven't played this one before. It just looked pretty cool. The guy at the game store said it was fun, so I picked it up. And I do like this one. Does have artwork on the inside, which is awesome. I love when games do that. So $15, another great Switch game to have in the collection. And then this was on March 10th. The game store was having a Mario Day, and any Mario title for the Switch was $20 off. Now, of course, they had really got picked through. And the other ones they had, I already had, but I found one I did not have, and it was brand new, and that was Super Mario Party for the Nintendo Switch, which I had played this before. It wasn't the best in the Mario Party series, but it was still decent. It's the best modern one they've made. You know, you can't beat the classic ones on Nintendo 64 and GameCube, and like the Wii's when they started kind of going downhill, but still for $40 was a hell of a... I mean, I wish I could have got some of the other ones, but they were sold out. Like, they had that Mario Day, like, people were in there just buying them up because, you know, it was saving $20 buying this for $40 because these still go for $60, so that was a great deal. And now we got one Sega Genesis game there, and I got was Romance of the Three Kingdoms Dragon Destiny in really good condition. Got that for $15. I do like these games. I haven't played this one in years. I remember renting it and liking it, so picked that up for $15. Haven't added many Genesis games, so that was nice to get. Got another PlayStation 1 game for my collection, and that was Rat Attack, which I actually have the 64 version, but I did not have it for PlayStation. It's only $3. Had to grab that. Got an Xbox 360 title here, and this is Lost Planets Extreme Conditions, but this is the collector's edition. Now, I had already bought this before from the game store for $3, but I wanted to get another one because the one I got had a Platinum Hits disc in it, and this one did not. Otherwise, it has all the stuff that my other copy had. You know, it's got the bonus disc, it's got a comic book, has the little code, and it's got some Xbox Live paperwork, and of course the manual. But I was excited to get this for only $3 to finally get it complete. So that's awesome. I love collector's editions. I always pick them up whenever I can find them cheap. And, you know, like, that was a fun game. I love that game. I do recommend checking out the Lost Planet games if you've never played these ones. Pick them up. They're very fun games. There are 3 of them now in that series. That'd be a cool series if they were to revive it. Got some Xbox One titles, which I finally broke 100 titles, or got to 100 titles this year. It took me 7 years, which is crazy. But I got a couple titles here cheap at the store. Got Alkene's Gun. It just looked really cool. It was $8. One I don't know a whole lot, but I'm looking forward to checking it, and I figured for $8, you know, you can't go wrong. Next up, we've got Don't Starve, the Mega Pack. So this includes all the DLC and everything. My brother and I actually played this on his PC, and I really liked it. Had a lot of fun, so I wanted to get a copy, and I figured might as well get the one with all the DLC and everything in it. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. And it also has a collector skin for a controller, so that's pretty cool. And I got that for $12. And then another Xbox One game I got, which I had never heard of before, is Jagged Alliance Rage, but it is a turn-based tactical game. It just looked really fun, and I do like a lot of these little smaller known games, little like indie type games. THQ Nordic published a lot of those, so they're usually pretty fun, so I wanted to check it out. It's complete, and that one was $15, so looking forward to checking those new Xbox One titles out. PS4, I was looking for this in this store. The game store happened to have 1 copy left. They had 3 in, 2 others sold out. GameStop didn't have any left, so I wanted to get this for my collection because I love this series, and that is the Yakuza Remastered Collection, because I completely forgot about pre-ordering it, and then that GameStop in my house only got a couple copies in, and they were only for pre-orders, and they didn't have any more, and they couldn't get any other ones in. And this one comes with, well, I think comes with like a 2-disc digital pack, and then it comes with a PlayStation 3 case for Yakuza 5, because we only ever got the digital version of Yakuza 5. We never got a physical copy, but that's on this collection. So you get Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 for the PlayStation 4, which I love the Yakuza series, and this was $60 brand new, so happy to have that in the collection because I wanted to get it. I gotta go back and start over with the Yakuza series all the way back with the Yakuza 0 and go all the way through. I have 6, which I picked up earlier this year, so I need to go through and play all the way from 1 to the end, and I also have the Dead Souls, but Yakuza series. So I've got to play all these, a lot of stuff to keep me busy. I got a huge backlog. And then absolutely favorite find here, guys. Right before the lockdown, is at the game store by my house, and they had a bunch of issues of Nintendo Power, and my buddy hooked me up with a huge deal on these. And this first stack we're going to talk about was priced at $15, and it included a very special issue, which I'm actually going to save that for the end. I didn't even know it was in there because I didn't know the years. I just know, oh, early issues I don't have. But first it had was issue 2, so this is September, October 1988. It's in fairly good condition, a little beat up, because I mean, we're talking these things are over 30 years old, but it is complete with all of them had the maps and posters in it, which is hard to get in these. And like I say, you can see it's a little ripped up there, but such an incredible find. You never find stuff like this. And if you go on eBay, these things can be $50, $60 an issue, sometimes $30, $20, you know, crazy expensive. So to get these for $15 breaks down to like $2 something an issue. So we got that one. They also had November, December of 1988. That's crazy. You know, that's another old one, really neat. This one was really cool because it's got Mega Man 2 on it. July and August of 1989. This one's in the best condition of it, like I said, so it has that poster and map stuff in there. Next up we have is May and June of 1990. Another one, little beat up there. Happy to get that. Has stuff about the World Championship of 1990. And next up there was July and August of 1990. So we're talking, you know, 30 years ago. This one's also in really good condition. Looks like a little water got on it at some point, but it's still complete and in amazing condition. And then this next issue, I have wanted this thing forever since I was a kid. Never ever found one. They're so expensive. The price on this thing has gone up like crazy on eBay, especially since the pandemic hit. So getting this for like $2.50, 60 some cents was a hell of a deal and a steal. And it was the very first issue, Nintendo Power issue, July and August 1988. Like I said, I did not know which. I knew the Nintendo Power started on their the late 80s, but I didn't know the exact time. Like I said, I happened to just see the spine because this was in the middle of that bundle. They were all wrapped up in these plastic things so you couldn't see, and having that in there is just amazing. I've always wanted one of these, and this thing is like new. It's got that vintage smell, and it is complete with the poster and a sticker sheet and stuff in there. So that was just the best freaking deal. So that was awesome. And I also picked up another stack. Another bundle was priced at $60, and that breaks down to like $2 something an issue, and it was all issues that I did not have. So we'll go over those now. We have volume 16, the strategy guide, Nintendo Power strategy guide for Final Fantasy. So this is volume 17. Very cool. These are getting pretty pricey too to find, and these are such in great condition. Like, this all came from the same collector. He sold off all his Nintendo stuff to the game store. My buddy there bought it all because he was saving up for him and his wife's wedding in the fall, and so he was getting rid of all his Nintendo stuff to help pay for the wedding, which kind of sucks, but hey, it's good, you know, for me, because I was able to get his stuff, and he really took care of it. We got volume 18, has Dr. Mario on the cover. I have another strategy guide here for 4-player extra games, and this is volume 19. This one has a sweet cover of Mega Man 3, volume number 20. Volume 21. Volume 22, talking about Metal Storm, which that was a fun game on the regular Nintendo. Volume 23, talking about Power Blade. Volume 24, talking about Vice Project Doom, which that is an awesome game for NES. I recommend you guys check it out if you've never played it before. Here's another one that I really liked. Volume 25 has Battletoads on the cover, which I love Battletoads, so that was a sweet cover to get. Volume 26 has Robin Hood on it. Got that lit there. Go to the next stack. This one's pretty cool. Volume 27 has about Mega Man, has Dr. Wily on the cover. Next up we have Volume 28, talking about Super Mario World, which that's a cool cover. Another one here that's pretty sweet. Volume 29 was Star Trek, which I'm a huge Star Trek fan, so this was awesome to see on the cover. Next up is Volume 30, Final Fantasy II. Oh, that's another pretty sweet issue here. Volume 31 got Samus from Metroid on the cover, so like, that's awesome. I mean, see all these vintage magazines. I just love the artwork on the like the covers. Like the ones I have today are pretty kind of shitty. These ones are just awesome. And here's another one. Here's Super Castlevania 4. This one is volume number 32. Volume 33 with Raphael from Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project on NES, which that's a fantastic game. This is another sweet cover. We have Volume 34 with Link from The Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. Next up we have Volume 35 talking about WF Super WrestleMania. We've got Hulk Hogan doing a leg drop on Earthquake. Darkwing Duck here on volume 36. Lemmings on, I don't know what volume this one is, volume 37. That's pretty cool. So there was that. All those magazines was $60 for those Nintendo Powers, and I would like to get a complete Nintendo Power collection. I now have, I don't know, like 180 some issues or so. I've got quite a few, and so that was awesome. And then a few days after I picked up these bundles, my buddy had called me from the game store, because I've been going there for like 20 years now, since 2000, and I've been a loyal customer there, and my buddy hooked me up with deals all the time. He was called up and said, hey man, I found some more Nintendo magazines in the back and wanted to know if you'd be interested in them before I put them out for sale. He's like, because they were all individually priced, but he ended up hooking me up, and it was like 10, 10, 10, 15, 15. And he's like, you know, I'll give you the whole stack there for $45 if you want. So I had to go down and said, yeah, I'll be interested in pick them up. And so first thing we got, and these are in the little plastic covers, is Super NES Nintendo Players Guide, which has like tips and tricks for Super Nintendo games. I have a Nintendo version of one like this, and I love these books, so I had to have that in the collection. NES Game Atlas, so more stuff about NES games, which is cool to get this in that bundle, because these are like, you know, $20, $30 online. So I was happy to get that and add that to the collection. Next up we have a Game Boy Player Guide, so this goes over Game Boy games. That's another one that was really sweet to get. And then I got a couple more strategy guides from Nintendo Power. First up is Ninja Gaiden 2 strategy guide, so I was happy to see that. And I also got a strategy guide for Super Mario Bros. 3, which one of the other game stores in the area has it, but they want $50 for this. So to get this in there in such amazing condition, this is from the same seller or same owner who had all those other Nintendo Power, so he really took care of his stuff, so that was awesome. And then the final one I got there, which I actually just got the other day, I think I got this last week, and this is another one they found when they were cleaning, and this is by the editors, A Consumer Guide, Nintendo Fun, the book for beginners, and it just talks about like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mega Man 2 and stuff, and has just little tips for new players to NES. I just thought it'd be a cool addition to the collection. But there you guys go. That's all my pickups, stuff I got from but you know, at the beginning of the year, before the pandemic hit, then a little bit during the pandemic to get me all the way through April. I got a lot of stuff to share with you guys in my next pickups video of everything that I've picked up during the pandemic, and then since we've reopened. I've got a lot of great stuff from eBay and the local game store and stuff that I want to share with you guys. So I will be filming that video here soon and get that video uploaded. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting my channel all these years. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. If you want some other ways to connect with me, be sure to check out my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Asiansleepy. I'm up there, update stuff of what's going on with the collection stuff on there. I also have my web page, which you can check out, which I keep track of my growing video game collection. And then of course I'm also play on Xbox and Nintendo and PlayStation. So if you want to send me a friend request, I'll have all my information in the description. You can see my gamer tags and stuff and send me a friend request. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care, have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see you guys next time.